The first thing I did after being reborn was to spend 10 million in cash to bring my bro and the campus belle to get tattoos. My bro gets Neja tattooed on his left arm, and Erlang the Holy Lord on his right arm. The campus belle gets the 9 heavens mysterious maiden tattooed. I get Pangu creating the world on my chest, and 9 dragons pulling a coffin on my back. Donghuang Tai on my left leg. Great sage equal to heaven on my right leg. I even mortgaged assets for 300 million in cash to buy an abandoned air raid shelter deep in the mountains. Everyone laughed and called me a spoiled wastrel, but they have no idea that in 20 days, the apocalypse will hit. All plants and animals on Earth will mutate crazily. Docile pets turn into bloodthirsty monsters. Roadside plants become meat grinders. Humans instantly fall from the top of the food chain to the bottom. Only people with tattoos can awaken extraordinary totem powers. Right now, there are exactly 20 days left before the red moon arrives. I don't hesitate at all. I directly call my personal lawyer, Lawyer Zhang. Immediately mortgage all the 1 billion worth of shares, real estate, and luxury cars under my name to the International Underground Bank. Yeah, all of them. I only want cash, even if it's a fire sale at 30% of the value. Within 24 hours, I want 300 million cash in my account. After hanging up the phone, I quickly dialed 2 more numbers. Half an hour later, at the most secret underground ghost axe tattoo parlor in Zhangzhou City, my best buddy Xu Xiaodao and Zhang Xinyi, the famously aloof campus belle of Zhangzhou University, were dragged here by me with totally shocked looks on their faces. Brother Lee, are you crazy? You mortgaged all your family assets just to bring us here to get tattoos. Qin Lie, what the hell are you doing? If you're upset because Zhao Yuqing broke up with you and you're taking it hard, you don't have to humiliate yourself like this. I looked at them, my voice more serious than ever before. Xinyi Xiaodao. There's no time to explain. If you still trust me, do as I say today. Looking at my serious, almost unrecognizable expression, the two of them finally gritted their teeth and nodded in agreement. I turned to look inside the tattoo parlor, at the burly, rough-faced master tattoo artist. I slammed a bank card with 1 million in it. Down on the table. Hey master, I got a big job for you. I pointed at Xu Xiaodao, tattoo Neja on my bro's left arm, and Erlang the Holy Lord on his right arm. Then I looked at Zhang Xinyi. Tattoo the 9 heavens mysterious maiden all over her back. Zhang Xinyi froze for a second. A flash of mixed emotion crossed her cold, clear eyes. Qindiet, when did I agree to let you make decisions for me? I looked at her. My voice dropped a little. In this life, I won't let you die again. Zhang Xinyi's pupils constricted slightly. She had no idea what I meant by that. But I remember in my past life, Zhang Xinyi tried to save me and was dragged into a den by a mutant pig. By the time I found her, only half of her blood-stained school uniform was left. In this life, I will definitely keep her safe. The ghost axe master's eyelids twitched. He took the bank card. No problem, what about you? I took off my shirt, revealing my well-built torso, and said word for word, I want Pangu creating the world tattooed on my chest, 9 dragons pulling a coffin on my back, Donghuang Tai on my left leg, great sage equal to heaven on my right leg. Clatter! The master's tattoo machine fell to the floor. He stared at me like I was insane. Kid, are you tired of living? Pangu creating the world is already a forbidden fate pattern, and you still want to get 9 dragons pulling a coffin. That thing isn't some ordinary mythical totem. It's a forbidden evil pattern that buries all living beings. I sneered. I'll pay more. 1 million isn't enough. I'll give you 10 million. I want you to do the needling yourself. The rest can be your assistants. It has to be done within 7 days. The master's face changed. 7 days? Are you crazy? Tattooing such a large area is impossible to finish in 7 days. I pulled a list out of my pocket and tossed it on the table. Military-grade fast healing gel, bionic repair patches, imported painkillers, stem cell-inducing drugs. I've got all of these ready. You just focus on tattooing. I'll take responsibility for whatever happens. The master stared at me intently and was silent for a full 30 seconds. Finally, he bent down to pick up the tattoo machine, his voice hoarse. Fine. I've been tattooing my whole life. I've never seen anyone as crazy as you. I, Guifu, will take this job. 3 days later, in the deep mountains on the outer outskirts of Zhangzhou City, an abandoned underground base codenamed Blackstone. On the surface, it was originally an air raid shelter, left over from the Cold War period. It was later converted into a maximum security prison. But I know the truth. Its real identity is an underground command post, sealed off from the old era. Its mainframe, energy wells, and ventilation systems, along with water storage pipes, are all still intact. I'm not paying to build everything from scratch, but to restart, reinforce, and upgrade the firepower system. Over these 3 days, I only went to the black market base in person once. I signed the contract, inspected the structure, and confirmed that the energy wells and ventilation systems were still operational. I left all the remaining work to the lawyers and the construction team. After all, the real time drain isn't buying the base. It's the 4 forbidden totems being tattooed on me. Are you sure you want to spend $30 million to buy this godforsaken shithole of a place? The real estate agent wiped the cold sweat off his forehead. Looking at me, Jiangzhou's famously notorious spendthrift. Not only am I buying it, I'm also renovating it. I signed with a flourish of my pen, finalizing the contract. Get me the best security construction team in the country. I want this place turned into a doomsday fortress in 10 days where not even a single fly can slip inside. 5-meter-high military-grade titanium alloy walls, megaton-grade blast-proof doors, top-tier ecological circulation system, and the sealed energy core underground. Fix and restart all of them. I take out $100 million in cash and pour all of it into the project in 10 days. Money is no issue. I'll pay triple the salary. Work around the clock 24/7. As I issued order after order, the entire Jiangzhou construction industry was blown away. Right now I'm shirtless, sitting in the innermost private room of Guifu's underground tattoo parlor. Dim yellow light shines on the walls, which are covered with all kinds of ferocious, weird totem sketches. The air smells like a mix of disinfectant and tattoo ink mixed together. Master Guifu is handling the needle himself, with 3 apprentices helping mix pigments beside him, tracing lines and wiping the window surface. The Kowloon pulling coffin tattoo on my back already has the outline of the first black dragon done. The only thing missing is the dragon's eye, but it already has an indescribable sense of oppression. Xu Xiaodao is sitting nearby. His Neja tattoo on his left arm is almost finished. He's grimacing in pain. Zhang Xinyi is in the separate private room next door, with a female tattoo artist finishing the details of his 9-heaven mysterious maiden tattoo. My phone is right next to me the whole time. On the screen, messages from lawyers, agents, construction teams, and material suppliers keep popping up. I endure the sharp pain of the needle piercing my skin, while giving orders remotely. The renovation of the black market base is progressing simultaneously. The tattoo and the Doomsday Fortress projects, neither can be delayed. I unlock my phone casually. A push notification pops up. Shocking. Wealthy heir Qin Lie sold all his assets and went to the mountains to buy an abandoned prison. I open the livestream app and randomly enter the top trending local livestream room. It's my sworn enemy, the son of Jiangzhou's richest man, Xu Rui. In the livestream footage, Xu Rui is sitting in a luxury villa downtown, swirling a glass of red wine, laughing his head off. Ha ha ha, what's wrong with Qin Lie? Did he have some kind of mental breakdown? Luckily, young Master Xu, I saw he was a lunatic a long time ago. Dumped him and came to you first. I heard he even dragged that stuck-up Zhang Xinyi, that goody two-shoes, to get gang tattoos all over her body. That's so hilarious. As the camera shakes, a section of newly tattooed red flower branch is exposed on Zhao Yuqing's waist, as bright and glamorous as blood. I glance over. My gaze turns slightly cold. Spider lily. Zhao Yuqing didn't have this tattoo in my past life. Looks like in this life to suck up to Xu Rui. She's put in a lot of effort. Xu Rui shouts at the camera full of ambition. Guys, can you believe this? Qin Lie didn't just pour all his money into that broken mountain hole. I heard he also spent over 100 million placing orders at all the major supermarkets for pork and rice. He's planning to live there forever! Ha ha ha! The live stream comments blow up instantly. Holy shit. Poverty limits my imagination. Are rich people all this mentally unhinged? Jiang Xinyi is the goddess in all our hearts. She's actually going to live in an air raid shelter with him. Final verdict. Qin Lie definitely has water in his brain. Recommend sending him straight to a mental hospital. Looking at the endless mockery and abuse online, Xu Xiaodao is shaking with rage. Brother Li, that bastard Xu Rui is stirring up online harassment against you. I'm gonna go beat him up. Leave him be. I feel the sharp pain of the needle piercing my skin, staring at Xu Rui's arrogant face on the screen. My gaze is calm. The higher they jump now, the harder they'll cry later. Xiaodao, keep an eye on the supply convoy. Our doomsday fortress can't have any mistakes. It's been exactly 7 days since I was reborn. In these 7 days, I barely left this underground private room. Master Guifu worked in shifts with his 3 apprentices, outlining during the day, coloring at night, retouching lines in the wee hours. To speed up the progress, I even had people buy from the black market. military-grade fast healing gel, and bionic repair patches. Every time a totem is finished, we seal the wound with fast healing gel right away. Otherwise, at this intensity, my skin would have given out long ago. Late night on the 7th day, in the innermost private room of Guifu's shop, the tattoo machine finally stopped buzzing. Xu Xiaodao's Neja and Erlang Shen tattoos were finished 2 days ago. Zhang Xinyi's 9 Heavens mysterious maiden tattoo had its final stroke done yesterday. As for me, all 4 forbidden totems are finally done. Pengu creating the world on my chest. 9 dragons pulling a coffin on my back. Donghuang Tai on my left leg. Great Sage equal to heaven on my right leg. Master Guifu took off his gloves, looked at the designs on my body, and let out a long breath. It's done, young Master Qin. I've been doing tattoos my whole life. I've never taken on a job this big. Pengu creating the world. 9 dragons pulling a coffin. Donghuang Tai. Great Sage equal to heaven. Put aside everything else, just this set of designs in the entire Zhangzhou tattoo circle. No one dares say they're better than me, Guifu. I sat up from the tattoo chair. In the mirror, the 4 forbidden totems covered my chest. Back and legs. Every line was sharp, ancient, and heavy, especially the 9 dragons pulling a coffin on my back. 9 black dragons coiled up from both sides of my spine. Their scales were layered one on top of another. 9 dragon tails gathered at the center of my back, pulling an ancient black coffin tightly. On top of the black coffin, scarlet chains were wrapped around it. It's obviously just a tattoo, but it gives off an indescribable sense of oppression. Xu Xiaodao circled around me and couldn't help swallowing. Brother Ye, this is so badass. If I hadn't watched you get it done with my own eyes, I'd swear this thing would move on its own at night. I put on my clothes to cover the totems on my body. Right now they're just tattoos. When the red moon comes, they'll truly wake up. Xu Xiaodao was stunned for a second. Red moon? I didn't explain immediately. I just picked up my phone and checked the time. 12 days left till the red moon comes. Let's go. Head to the black market base. It's time to inspect our doomsday fortress. 2 hours later, we arrived at the remote mountains on the outskirts of Zhangzhou. The underground base, codenamed Black Market, had basically finished its renovation. Underground ventilation systems and energy cores, and ecological recycling systems have all been fully restarted. In the next 12 days, I barely got any rest. During the day, I personally oversaw the final renovation of the Black Market base. At night, I used my rebirth origin power to suppress the backlash from the 4 forbidden totems. Truckloads of supplies were continuously delivered to the base. Rice, flour, chilled meat, canned goods, drinking water, medical supplies, diesel, heavy-duty off-road vehicles, backup generators, military-grade protective suits, all available survival supplies. I bought all of them out. Everyone outside thought I was crazy. Only I know. Time is running out for the civilized world. One day before the red moon arrives, the last batch of supplies was sent to the Black Market base warehouse. Rice, flour, drinking water, canned goods, chilled meat, medicine, diesel, backup generators, and military-grade protective suits were piled up like mountains. The 3 full floors of underground warehouses were almost completely stuffed full. Xu Xiaodao stood at the warehouse entrance, his eyes wide with shock. Brother Ye, are you planning to live here for your next life or something? Zhang Xinyi also silently looked at everything in front of her, although she knew I had stored a lot of supplies long ago. When she actually saw this underground warehouse filled with survival resources with her own eyes, she still couldn't help frowning. Qin Lie, what exactly are you guarding against? I didn't answer right away. I just walked to the center of the warehouse, slowly raised my right hand. The next second, I moved with my mind swish. The supplies in front of me, 3 stories tall, and weighing thousands of tons, vanished into thin air instantly. The underground warehouse that was almost fully stuffed before went completely empty in just 1 second, leaving only the dents on the ground pressed by heavy goods, as well as the lingering scent in the air of diesel and grain. Xu Xiaodao froze right on the spot. First he blinked a few times, then rubbed his eyes, finally dashed straight to the center of the warehouse, and circled the empty floor 3 times. Holy shit! He spun around and looked at me, his voice cracking badly. Brother Fei, where's all the stuff? The whole warehouse was full. Where did it go? I just blinked for a second, and thousands of tons of supplies are gone. There's no secret tunnel here at all. Are you doing magic tricks or what? Zhang Xinyi's reaction wasn't as dramatic as Xu Xiaodao's, but her usually cold and calm eyes were obviously out of composure right now. She slowly walked up to me, staring at my right hand. Brother Li, what the hell is going on here? I stayed silent for a moment, At this point, there's no need to hide the truth from them anymore. It's less than 24 hours, until the red moon descends. They have to know the truth. I spoke slowly. This is a companion space. It's related to some special changes that happened to me, about the rebirth thing. I still didn't tell them every detail. It's not that I don't trust them, but if I say too much right now, it will only add to their mental burden. I continued speaking. You just need to know, this space can store a huge amount of supplies, and time almost stands still inside it. Food won't rot if you put it in there. Medicine won't expire. Diesel, weapons, crystal cores can all be stored for a long time. Shu Xiaodao's jaw dropped wide open. So all that stuff you stockpiled, you weren't planning to pile it in the warehouse. You were going to carry it with you all along. That's right. Brother Lee, what else are you hiding from us? Tomorrow night, the red moon will descend. Red moon. 12 o'clock tomorrow midnight. The moon in the sky will turn blood red. Right after that, black fog will gush out from underground and sweep across the whole world. All animals and plants will mutate crazily. Cats and dogs will turn into man-eating monsters. Plants will devour living people. Cities will lose order in just a few hours. Human civilization will collapse overnight. The warehouse fell dead silent. Shu Xiaodao's lips twitched a little. This time, he didn't crack a joke right away, because the scene of thousands of tons of supplies vanishing out of nowhere just now had completely shattered his common sense. Jiang Xinyi didn't refute either. She just stared at me closely. Where's the proof? What you just saw is one of the proofs, plus the tattoos on your bodies. Jiang Xinyi subconsciously looked at her own back. I continued. The red moon's energy will activate the tattoos on humans, turning them into real totem dharmakayas. Ordinary patterns can only awaken the lowest level of physical enhancement. Fierce beast patterns can awaken beast transformation abilities. Mythical totems can awaken real dharmakayas. The older and more complete the totem is, the stronger the fate it carries, the more terrifying the power after awakening will be. So that's why you asked me to get Neja and Erlang Shen tattoos, to help me survive. Your Neja and Erlang Shen Sheng Zhenjun are both top-tier mythical totems. As long as you survive the Red Moon Awakening, you'll be stronger than most of the awakened. Then I turned to look at Jiang Xinyi. Xinyi, your 9 heavens Yuan Nu, is a high-tier Dharmakaya with attack, defense, purification, and battlefield coordination abilities. In the apocalypse, there will be more and more exotic beasts that use poison, pollution, and mental erosion. Your totem is very important, so you sold all your properties to buy the Blackstone base, stocked up supplies, and took us to get tattoos. None of this was on a whim. You knew something big would happen long ago. Yes. The shock on Jiang Xinyi's face faded little by little, replaced by nervousness. Shu Xiaodao's look also changed instantly. Wait, no, Brother Lie. What about my parents? They're still at the auto repair shop in the south of the city. Calm down. I already sent people to pick them up. What did you say? It was the live footage sent back by the convoy. A black explosion-proof business van was stopping outside the old street in the south of the city. The door opened. 2 bodyguards in black combat uniforms were escorting a middle-aged couple into the car. The man was not tall, with dark tanned skin. His hands were covered in grease stains left by years of repairing cars. Shu Xiaodao stared at the screen, and his eyes reddened instantly. Brother Lee. I used the excuse that Blackstone Base needs maintenance and logistics workers to contact your parents in advance. They have no idea about the apocalypse. They just think I'm paying them top dollar to work at the base for a few days. The convoy will arrive in 20 minutes. Shu Xiaodao's lips twitched and couldn't say a word for ages. After the red moon descended in his past life, Shu Xiaodao risked his life to go back to South City to save his parents. But the old street of South City was already overrun by mutant rat swarms. All he found in the end was his father's broken wrench and his mom's old apron she never had the heart to throw away. Since then, Shu Xiaodao killed mutated beasts like a madman, until he finally died in a beast horde. I won't let them go through that pain again in this life. I patted him on the shoulder and said, Relax. Your parents. I've brought them over for you in this life. Shu Xiaodao hung his head, his shoulders trembling slightly. After a long while, he lifted his head and said with red eyes, Thank you, Brother Lie. I smiled. Jiang Xinyi watched this scene in silence and asked in a low voice after a moment, What about my father? Academician Zhang is very safe right now. You know my dad? Zhang Chengyuan, the academician in charge of Longguo's energy research. Half a month ago, he was taken by the military to the capital's underground base to join a top-level energy core project. That's one of the safest places in Longguo right now. As for your mother, I paused for a second. Zhang Xinyi's mother died of illness when she was young. It's a deep wound in her heart. She didn't press for more details. She just nodded gently. I understand. I looked at the two of them, and my voice turned serious. From now on, Blackstone Base is completely locked down. Don't leave the base. Xiu Xiaodao took a deep breath and nodded. Zhang Xinyi also slowly pressed her hand on the 9 heavenly goddess tattoo on her back. I looked up at the night outside the base. Everything is ready, all we need is... The next morning, Blackstone Base. Underground living quarters. Xiu Xiaodao's parents have already been placed in the safest living pod. Xu Jiangguo served in the army when he was young. Even though he didn't know what was about to happen, after seeing the defense level of Blackstone Base, he immediately sensed something was wrong. He didn't ask any more questions. He just patted Xu Xiaodao on the shoulder and said, "Work hard with President Qin." Li Guilan was busy in the kitchen all morning and insisted on making a pot of dumplings for us. Xu Xiaodao's eyes were red as he ate, but he kept smiling the whole time. Before the apocalypse hits, having a hot home-cooked meal is already the last wish for many people. I stored the last batch of supplies in my personal storage space last night. The last 10-ton titanium alloy gate of Blackstone Base was completely locked at dawn. The entire underground bunker was brightly lit. The underground energy core sealed for years ran perfectly. The monitoring screens showed 360-degree full coverage footage of the outside. Xu Xiaodao sat nearby watching the monitors with a bowl of dumplings in his arms. Zhang Xinyi stood in front of the giant screen, checking the external defense system. The 9 heavenly goddess tattoo on her body had fully recovered. There was an indescribable sharpness in her cool demeanor. Right at this moment, a local trending post popped up on my phone. Shurui started streaming again. In the footage, Shurui was still in his luxury downtown villa holding an extravagant party. Champagne towers under crystal lights, music and beautiful women. These rich second generations made the live stream look extremely lavish. I looked up at the time. The red moon will descend in less than 1 hour. Shurui had his arm around Zhao Yuqing and mocked wantonly at the camera. Hey guys, look at this. That lunatic Qin Lie is probably hiding in a mountain air raid shelter right now. He sold all his property to stock up on rice and pork, and even took Zhang Xinyi to get a tattoo. Does he actually think the end of the world is coming? Ha ha ha! Zhao Yuqing snuggled up in his arms, laughing her head off. Come on, young Master Xu. I really want to see how Qin Lie will handle this tomorrow. Shurui swirled the wine glass in his hand and laughed even more wildly. If nothing happens tonight, I'll take people to the mountains tomorrow and smash that crappy air raid shelter of Qin Lie's and personally send him to a mental hospital. The livestream comment section was full of taunts and jeers. The insults merged into a wild carnival of jeers. But inside the Blackstone Base, it's so quiet that we can only hear the low rumble of the energy core. I raised my wrist and glanced at the time. 23:59, only 10 seconds left before the red moon descends. The outside world was still partying like crazy, but inside the Blackstone Base, it was so quiet that we could only hear the low rumble of the energy core. 10 seconds later, I put down my knife and fork. The countdown hit 0, buzz, along with a deep, dull hum that sounded like it came from ancient times. The entire blue planet shook violently once. In the livestream room, Zhu Rui, who had been laughing arrogantly just a second ago, suddenly cut off mid-sentence. Because the night sky outside the floor-to-ceiling windows of his villa, the bright, clear moon, turned a creepy scarlet red in an instant. It looked like a bleeding eyeball, staring fixedly at the human world. Right after that, thick, impenetrable black fog gushed out from under the ground. It covered the entire Jiangzhou city in an instant. Holy shit, what the hell is that? The moon! Why is the moon actually red? In the livestream room, Shurui screamed in terror. He didn't even notice the wine glass in his hand shatter on the floor. Woof, 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 roar! Suddenly in the livestream footage, the purebred teddy dog that Zhao Yuqing was holding in her arms let out a terrifying hair-raising growl. Right in front of hundreds of thousands of viewers, the teddy dog's body started to blow up like a balloon, swelling crazily. Black bone spurs grew all over its body. Its eyes turned bright scarlet. Its huge mouth was full of razor-sharp fangs. The mutated teddy lunged violently at Zhao Yuqing. Its sharp claws sliced open her shoulder and knocked her whole body to the ground. The live stream camera shook violently. A scream pierced the air loud enough to burst eardrums. Young Master Shu, save me. Zhao Yuqing's face was deathly pale. She reached out desperately towards Shu Rui, but Shu Rui was already scared out of his wits. Get lost! Don't come near me! He stumbled backwards in a panic, and even kicked away Zhao Yuqing's outstretched hand. He scrambled and fled towards the second floor. Zhao Yuqing fell to the ground. The fabric on her shoulder was soaked red with blood. Her whole body was shaking. Shu Rui, save me. But the only response she got was the sight of Shu Rui's back as he fled in a hurry. The mutated teddy growled and closed in on her again, its scarlet eyes fixed on her tightly. In the live stream room, all the bullet comments were scrolling like crazy. Save her. Why did Shu Rui run away by himself? He just said he loved her a second ago, and now he's just abandoning her. It's over, it's all over. She's gonna die. The hope in Zhao Yuqing's eyes faded little by little. In its place was intense unwillingness and hatred, right when the monster was about to pounce on her. The red spider lily tattoo on her waist suddenly lit up with a strange, eerie blood-red glow. Pieces of illusory red petals quietly bloomed from underneath her. A cold, sweet floral scent spread through the air. The mutated teddy's movements suddenly stopped completely. It was as if it had smelled some extremely dangerous scent, and a flicker of fear actually appeared in its scarlet eyes. Zhao Yuqing slowly lifted her head. Deep in her pupils, a field of blooming blood-red flowers was reflected, carrying an indescribable cold, eerie feeling. Why do even you have to abandon me? Shu Rui had just run to the stairwell. When he heard these words, his body froze suddenly. He turned around and saw that underneath Zhao Yuqing, spider lilies were blooming silently one after another. Those petals were like living things, slowly wrapping around the mutated teddy's limbs. The monster that had been so ferocious just now was now acting like it was trapped in a nightmare, trembling non-stop as it lay on the ground. Zhao Yuqing leaned against the wall and slowly stood up bit by bit. The wound on her shoulder was covered by red patterns. A creepy smile appeared on her pale face. The live stream room completely blew up at this moment. Holy shit! She awakened her power. Flowers are growing out of her. What kind of power is this? That's so creepy. The next second, the screen suddenly went completely black. The live stream was cut off. I looked at the dark phone screen, and a cold sneer tugged at the corner of my mouth. The hell spider lily blooms in the underworld. No path back to the living world. Zhao Yuqing, in this lifetime, you've actually chosen a very fitting end for yourself. Brother Li, the whole city is in chaos. Xu Xiaodao looked at the surveillance screen, the captured footage of the city on it, his voice trembling. Stop looking outside. Keep your head clear. I turned around sharply and let out a low, sharp shout, because right now, the red moon energy that penetrates 100 meters of stratum has already descended upon us. Xu Xiaodao and Jiang Xinyi groaned in pain at the same time. The red moon energy is like boiling magma, pouring into their bodies like crazy. On Xu Xiaodao's left arm, the tattoo of Neja, the god of Santanhai Hui, burst into soaring flames. On his right arm, the third eye of Erlang, the Sage Lord, seemed to snap open abruptly, with golden light radiating everywhere. On Jiang Xinyi's back, the Jutian Xuanu totem turned into countless divine feathers, lifting her entire body up in midair. Her originally cold and aloof temperament became sacred and inviolable right now. They awakened, but as for me, the red moon energy I'm taking is 10 to 100 times that of theirs. Boom! I ripped off my windbreaker with one move. The Pangu tattoo on my chest instantly burst out with dazzling dark golden light. A vast and ancient, absolute power that seemed capable of crushing all eternity exploded violently with me as the center. Then a tearing, sharp pain came from my back. Roar. 9 low dragon roars exploded at the same time deep in the air raid shelter. The 9 dragons, pulling a coffin totem on my back, under the infusion of red moon energy, woke up completely. 9 pitch-black dragon shadows slowly poked out from behind me. Their dragon bodies were huge, their scales cold and sharp. Their scarlet dragon eyes opened at the same time. They were dragging an ancient black coffin, floating behind me. On top of the black coffin, the scarlet chains were taut inch by inch. An indescribable forbidden pressure swept through the entire underground fortress in an instant. Xu Xiaodao's face turned slightly pale, stepping back several steps in a row. The Jutian Xuanu Dharma appearance behind Jiang Xinyi trembled slightly, as if it sensed a threat instinctively. On my left leg, the Taiyi the Eastern Emperor totem ignited solar true fire that seemed capable of burning everything in the world. On my right leg, The great sage equal to heaven phantom burst out with soaring fighting will, fighting golden body, invulnerable to all spells. 4 supreme dharma appearances woke up at the same time, but very soon, I forcefully suppressed the collision between them. These 4 forbidden beings are too strong. I can't activate all of them at the same time without any cost right now. Pengu is in charge of power. 9 dragons. Pulling a coffin is in charge of suppression and burial. Tai Yi is in charge of flame. Great Sage is in charge of battle physique. I can only choose one to use each time. Right at this moment, the titanium alloy outer gate of the air raid shelter made violent crashing sounds. On the monitoring screen, mutant wild boars and mutant wolves in the deep mountains were slamming into the gate like crazy, following the scent of living people. Brother Lee, the beasts in the mountain have mutated. Zhu Xiaodao held the 3-pointed double-edged sword, condensed from Erlang's Dharma appearance, with fighting will raging in his eyes. I twisted my neck. My bones made thunder-like cracking sounds. Let's go out and stretch our muscles. Let me see if these so-called apocalyptic mutant beasts are qualified enough to be our side dishes. Outside the air raid shelter, black fog filled the air. Dozens of mutant beasts were slamming into the titanium alloy wall like crazy. Leading them was a mutant wild boar king over 3 meters long, covered with black scales all over its body. Every crash made the ground tremble slightly. The side door of the air raid shelter slowly opened. I was bare-chested, walking out in big strides with Xu Xiaodao and Zhang Xinyi, smelling the scent of fresh flesh and blood. The mutant herd stopped crashing instantly, turned their heads in unison, locking onto us with their scarlet eyes. The mutant wild boar king let out a roar, galloping on all 4 hooves, charging at me like a heavy tank. Watch out, Brother Lie. This is a peak level 1 mutant beast. Xu Xiaodao subconsciously wanted to step forward. Step back, I spat out 2 words coldly. I stood where I was, didn't dodge or avoid. Just when the boar king's spear-like tusk was about to pierce through my chest, I moved. No fancy moves, just I lifted my right hand, clenched my 5 fingers into a fist. Power of Pangu, I chanted silently in my heart. The Pangu totem on my chest lit up with dark golden light violently. A blurry ancient giant phantom gathered on my fist. I threw a punch! Boom! The air was compressed to the extreme by the terrifying power, letting out a harsh sonic boom. My fist smashed hard on the skull of the mutant wild boar king. Only a dull humming sound was heard. A domineering hidden force penetrated its hard skull, shattering all the vitality in its body directly. That mutant wild boar king, weighing several tons, didn't even have time to let out a scream. Its huge body slammed down at my feet like a pile of mud. I killed a peak level 1 beast king with 1 punch. Right after that, 9 low dragon roars came from my back. An illusion of 9 dragons pulling a coffin appeared behind me. 9 black dragons slowly opened their starry red dragon eyes, dragging that ancient black coffin to press across the void. 9 dragon suppression. As my voice fell, loud rumbles echoed. The black coffin illusion trembled slightly, a force that seemed to come from the end of the abyss. Taboo pressure instantly covered the entire mountain forest. Those low-level mutated beasts didn't even have any room to resist at all. They were directly pressed to the ground. Their bones made crisp, cracking sounds from the heavy load. In just 10 seconds, dozens of mutated beasts were completely wiped out. Xu Xiaodao was stunned watching this. Lige, this is way too insane, right? Zhang Xinyi stood behind me. A flash of shock crossed her cool eyes. I didn't explain anything. I just walked up to the mutated boar king, raised my hand and cut open its skull. A crystal the size of a thumb, that glowed with faint red light, appeared in my palm. Crystal cores, the most important hard currency in the apocalypse. The corners of my mouth lifted slightly. My first haul in the apocalypse is secured. I put that crystal core into my companion space. As soon as I got the crystal core, I could clearly feel the companion space trembled slightly. Although the expansion was extremely weak, it did grow a little bigger. In my past life, humans quickly discovered crystal cores. They can not only improve the strength of awakened ones, but also power special space totems, magic boxes, weapons, and equipment functions. In the late apocalypse, it even replaced gold and currency, becoming the only universally accepted trading resource. I looked at Xu Xiaodao. Dig out all the crystal cores from these mutated beasts. Don't waste the meat either. It can be stored after purification. Got it. Xu Xiaodao immediately perked up. Got it. Right at this moment, on the mountain path not far away, messy footsteps and calls for help suddenly came. Help, help, please! I saw more than a dozen disheveled men, scrambling towards the direction of the air raid shelter. Behind them, There were also several mutated bloodblade mantises, as big as cheetahs. I narrowed my eyes. I saw the leading man was Fatty Liu, the foreman in charge of the external construction of the black market base. In my past life, these people kicked me when I was down. They pushed me to the mutated beasts to buy time. Boss Qin! Young Master Qin! Please help us. Let us in to hide, please. We are all from Jiangzhou. You can't just leave us to die. I stood where I was, staring at him coldly. Leave you to die? A cold glint flashed in my eyes. When you kicked me when I was down in my past life. Why didn't you remember we are all from Jiangzhou? Fatty Liu was stunned for a moment. Of course he didn't understand what I was talking about, but he could read the look in my eyes. That wasn't the look of someone who saves lives. That was the look of someone looking at a dead man. I slowly raised my right hand. My air raid shelter doesn't take trash. As soon as I finished speaking, I snapped my fingers. The titanium alloy fence around the air raid shelter instantly burst out terrifying high-voltage electricity. The few bloodblade mantises that were charging at the front were directly blown away by tens of millions of volts of high-voltage electricity. Fatty Liu was so scared that he collapsed to the ground. You monster, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I didn't look at him again. I won't actively kill innocent people, but I won't save my enemies. Evil people must die. I turned around and walked back to the air raid shelter. The heavy titanium alloy gate slowly closed. The screams outside the gate were soon swallowed by the black fog. The third day since the red moon descended. The outside world had completely turned into a living hell. The city center was full of wrecked cars and ruins. Mutated stray cats and dogs were as big as calves, hunting survivors in groups through the streets. But at this time inside the black market air raid shelter, the rich aroma of butter hot pot was wafting everywhere. Xu Xiaodao was eating with grease all over his mouth. Ligay, if I can live like this every day in the apocalypse, I don't think it's that bad, actually. Jiang Xinyi glanced at him. Go out and try if you think so. Xu Xiaodao immediately shut up. I picked up my iced beer and took a sip, leaned back on the sofa. Right at this moment, a sharp alarm suddenly went off. Beep, beep, beep. Warning. Large number of heat sources detected approaching the outer defense line. I casually tapped open the giant monitoring screen. On the mountain road 1 kilometer outside the air raid shelter, a dense crowd was marching towards this side in a big group. There were at least 500 to 600 people. These people were holding machetes and steel pipes. Quite a few of them are even carrying automatic rifles. Up at the very front of the crowd is a shirtless, mean-looking burly bald brute. Wrapped around his body is a hyper-realistic blood-red python tattoo. That's Long Wu, leader of the Green Dragon Gang. In my past life, this guy relied on his S-class blood python totem to tyrannize others in the early days of the apocalypse. Never thought in this life he'd actually set his sights on me. On the security camera feed, Long Wu carries a huge cleaver over his shoulder, yelling furiously in the direction of the gate. Hey, you coward hiding in there, listen up! I know you've hoarded enough food to last multiple lifetimes. Open the door right now. Hand over your supplies and the women. And if I'm in a good mood, I might spare your life. Fucking asking for it. I'll blast this crappy turtle shell of yours to pieces today. These fucking scumbags. How dare they even target Jiang Xinyi? I smiled and said, don't rush. The defense system I spent tens of millions on deserves to make some noise first. Outside the bomb shelter, Long Wu waited for ages and got no response from inside at all. He immediately flew into a rage. You ungrateful piece of shit. Fire! Blast this damn door open for me! Blast it! Blast it! Blast it! 3 rockets roared out with trailing flames, slamming hard into the gate with a deafening boom. The violent explosion echoed across the night sky. Green Dragon Gang underlings immediately burst into excited cheers. It blew open, right. Ha ha ha, what a joke of a doomsday fortress. It's just a tin tortoise in front of our brother Long. But after the smoke cleared, everyone's smile froze on their faces. That silver-gray titanium alloy gate was still standing firm. There wasn't even a single obvious dent on its surface. Long Wu's face turned dark with anger. Keep blasting! Right at that moment, the metal armor atop the wall suddenly slid open to both sides. Click, 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 12 cold, 6-barrel. Gatling machine guns slowly rose out of the hidden compartments. The dark gun barrels locked coldly onto the dense crowd below. In the monitoring room, I held a wine glass and spoke calmly. Give them one warning. The external loudspeaker turned on. This is private property of Blackstone Base. Leave immediately, or you will bear all consequences. Ha ha ha, private property. I make the rules now. Charge. I put down my wine glass and said, open fire. The The next second, rat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat. All 12 Gatlings opened fire at the same time. Large caliber armor-piercing bullets weaved into an impenetrable metal storm. The mountain road was lit up by flames in an instant. Green Dragon Gang rioters fell in droves. In just half a minute, the area outside the bomb shelter was filled with wails. Over 200 gang rioters lost their fighting ability. The rest scrambled back in terror. I sat in the monitoring room with a blank expression. Some people in the apocalypse don't deserve to be saved. Cease fire. I pressed the stop button. Outside the bomb shelter, the Green Dragon Gang originally had 500 to 600 members. Now less than half are left. Fuck, I'm gonna skin you alive. Long Wu stood up, covered head to toe in blood. His body was covered in a thick layer of blood-red scales. As an S-class blood python awakened, his vitality and defense are extremely tough. Regular firepower can barely kill him for real. Earth-type awakened. Dig a tunnel for me. If I don't kill everyone inside today, I swear I'm not a real man. Several underlings with the Pangolin Awakening tattoo immediately activated their special powers, madly digging holes into the ground. I watched the camera feed coldly. Fucking dead men walking. I stood up. Xiao Dao Xinyi, watch the house. I'm gonna take out the trash. The titanium alloy gate slowly opened. I walked out of the bomb shelter all alone. Long Wu grinned viciously. Finally coming out to die, huh? Boys, get him. The remaining 200-some rioters saw I was alone and immediately got bold and vicious, raising their weapons and charging at me. I stood right where I was and slowly lifted my left leg. The Eastern Emperor Tai totem on my left leg burst out with dazzling dark golden light, a terrifying high temperature that seemed able to burn everything and melt all matter, exploded violently outward from where I stood. Solar true fire. I stomped my foot on the ground. Boom! A sea of golden fire swept out with overwhelming force. The dozens of rioters at the very front, the second they touched the golden flame, were sent flying straight away. The ground was burnt pitch black. Steel weapons melted into molten iron in an instant. The terrifying high temperature forced everyone to retreat madly. They didn't even have the right to get close to me. Just one hit. Over 200 thugs completely broke down. Only Long Wu was left standing alone on the spot. His legs went weak. He thudded to his knees. Monster, what the hell are you? I walked towards him step by step. Too late to get scared now, huh? Long Wu was kneeling on the ground. Watching me get closer and closer, his mental defenses completely collapsed. No way, I'm an S-class awakener. There's no way I'd lose to you. A wild, vicious glint flashed in his eyes. He bit the tip of his tongue hard. He spat a mouthful of vital blood onto the blood python tattoo on his chest. Accompanied by an inhuman roar, Long Wu's body started mutating drastically. His bones stretched at a crazy speed. His skin was covered with scales. He turned into a terrifying blood python over 20 meters long and as thick as a water tank. S-class totem, full awakening form. I'm gonna devour you. The blood python opened its huge mouth big enough to swallow a car. It lunged at me to swallow me whole. A stinky gust of wind hit my face. Even the gravel on the ground was sucked into its mouth. What's the use of being huge? I let out a sneer. I stepped forward hard with my right leg. Great Sage equal to Heaven Battle Golden Body. The Great Sage, equal to Heaven, totem on my right leg glowed bright gold. A surge of unruly, world-crushing, terrifying battle aura soared skyward the next second. My body was covered with a layer of bright golden streamer. My bones rumbled loudly. My vital energy surged like a dragon, a battle phantom clad in golden chain armor, and a phoenix-winged purple-gold crown slowly emerged behind me. The moment those golden eyes opened, it looked like even the thick black fog filling the sky was ripped open a crack.